Grüße, heute werden wir über die deutsche Culture sprechen. Hello everyone, my name is Nader and today we are going to talk about the German culture. Now, when the country Germany is mentioned, non-Germans usually think about either the automotives, the beer, the women, and mein Führer. But this time I'm going to focus on its business culture. There are a couple of important things we need to understand that will help us cooperate with them easier. Let us begin. The first one is the fundamental principles of the business culture. German business culture is marked by organization, planning, and perfectionism. Business relations are very formal and they reflect the German values of order, privacy, and punctuality. A strict vertical hierarchy is established and respected, and the decision making process is held at the top of the company. The Germans respect authority, and subordinates rarely contradict or criticize their superiors publicly. Germans do not need a personal relationship in order to do business and work, and personal lives are rigidly divided. To build and maintain business relationships, it is essential to follow the established protocol and respect the formality of the communication style. Business lunches will be organized later in the relationship and will be great opportunities to establish a closer relationship. The second one is first contact. Being introduced by a third party can be an asset. You should use a bank, a German representative, or the industry and Handelskammer, or called Chamber of Industry and Commerce, when possible. It is recommended to get in touch by telephone first in order to get identify the right contact and then to confirm our interest by email, to call back and to arrange a meeting. Appointments are usually set from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Lunchtime, which is 1 p.m. to 3 p.m., and Friday afternoon should be avoided. The third one is time management. Punctuality is extremely important, and arriving at a meeting 15 minutes early is well thought of. In case of any delay, it is imperative to inform your interlocutors in advance. Meetings adhere to strict agendas, including starting and ending times. The fourth one is greetings and titles. When meeting someone for the first time, give a short and firm handshake and maintain eye contact, but avoid staring for uncomfortably long periods. An acceptable distance should be kept. You should address your interlocutors by their surname, preceded by Mr. or Miss, or eventually by a title, for example, Doctor. University titles are important for Germans. The fifth part is meetings management. During initial meetings that do not last more than 1 hour, Germans usually prefer to get down to business and only engage in the briefest of small talk. It is imperative to be well prepared and to have solid arguments because Germans often expect informative and well documented answers to their questions. The opinion experts invited to attend the meeting will be the determining factor. Your presentation should be specific and backed up by facts, figures, tables, and charts. Germans usually prepare cautious plans including fallback and contingency measures in order to avoid the unexpected. Many documents will be produced to elaborate and confirm discussions. As meetings tend to be serious and formal, you should avoid any form of irony and should not interrupt the participants. Germans are direct to the point of bluntness. It is important to maintain direct eye contact while speaking and to avoid confrontational behavior or high pressure tactics. It is better to remain silent if the floor has not been given to you, or if you are not prepared to make an informed contribution. The business lunch culture is less widespread in Germany than in other European countries. If your partner buys lunch, you should invite him or her to come to your country, where it will be your turn to take him or her out. So these are all the things we need to understand and will help us if we want to cooperate in a business with the Germans. Now that we understand how to be professional in the business world of German, let's also kick back, relax, and enjoy one of the most popular cultures of Germany, the one I mentioned earlier, the beer. Since work life and personal life is heavily divided for Germans, beer is the best way to befriend a German personally. As is evident in the Reinheitsgebot, Germans have a great reference for their beers, and drinking the beverage is an important part of their culture. Furthermore, beer is considered to be the national drink of Germany and is known to conjure memories and feelings of good cheer in Deutschlanders when prompted to discuss it. Germans in general are also known for their relaxed attitudes around consuming the beverage. Youths are allowed to start drinking beer at 16, while the legal age for liquor is 18. In places like the German capital, it is even completely illegal to drink alcohol from open containers in public, further legitimizing the presence of beer consumption. Oktoberfest is also one of the trademark symbols of German drinking culture, at least to those who are looking in from the outside. No doubt this event has helped to further popularize the Munich iconic breweries. Aesthetics that we commonly associate with Germany in addition to beer, such as the Drindel and the Lederhosen pants, are strongly linked to the festival, along with the iconic alpine surrounds of the Wiesen. Beyond Munich, most other major cities and likely many small towns also host beer festivals and events year round. In the summer, Berlin, for instance, hosts the International Beer Festival and the Craft Beer Week. To celebrate the drink, you clink your glasses or shots together. You have to look straight into the eyes of the one you're clinking with. If not, it causes bad spirits and you are cursed with bad luck. It becomes very stressful when you drink together with a group. But don't take it too seriously because there is no proof that the punishment becomes real. It's like an unwritten rule in Germany to say a toast before you drink. Delirium, delirium, we are so full as a fish tank. Or humans drink horse booze. Today is the other way around. I know it seems quite senseless and crazy to a lot of people, but one essence of German toast is that they rhyme. So they don't work in other languages. If you have not too much time or are surrounded by uncreative people, you just say Prost. Germans can be very creative when it comes to drinking. Besides inventing funny toasts, they are masters of inventing drinking games. A game's purpose is, well, to get drunk. For some, you need cards, for others, a dick. There are sports drinking games as well. You need two teams, full bottles of beers, and an empty plastic bottle and a ball. And beer bong is also a thing in Germany too. There's no need to play a drinking game. Most of the time, you play them to brighten up a party or to get drunk very quickly. Now, if you have survived all of the strict drinking rules and are not cursed with bad luck, and played all of the mad drinking games, then you have to be totally drunk. If you are a German and something strange happens, your feet start to move, you feel the rhythm, and the music touches your heart. To put it in a nutshell, you want to dance. It is very funny to see how a dance floor gets fuller and fuller as the time lapses away at a party. Germans are known for being a little bit starched, but when they are drunk, they are totally different. Everybody becomes friends, they are philosophizing about life and rushing to the dance floor. Since we've learned of the beer culture in Germany, we might as well talk about the history, which is one of the most important and most interesting in the world. My friend Nathan will explain it.
Germany is a country in Central and Western Europe. It lies between the Baltic and the North Sea to the north and the Alps in the south. It borders Denmark to the north, Poland and Czech Republic, or now known as Czechia, to the east, Austria and Switzerland to the south, and France, Luxembourg, Belgium, and the Netherlands to the west. Germany derived from the Latin word Germania, which being used by Julius Caesar to describe the people of the east of the Rhine. Germany is divided into 16 federal states, 13 state or Flächenländer like Brandenburg, Saxony and Bavaria, etc., and 3 city-states or Stadtstaaten, which consists of Berlin, Hamburg, and free Hanseatic city of Bremen. So how Germany came to be the Germany to this day? The short answer is the reunification of East and West Germany in the 1990s. The long answer is very complicated, so I'm going to explain it in medium, somewhat long, or an oversimplified answer. Germany that we know today isn't Germany from the past. It used to be 39 independent states that rule over their own region, which means they have their own monarchy and they have their own rules. But in 1862, Otto von Bismarck was appointed by the King of Prussia to be his minister president of Prussia. Otto von Bismarck, considered by many Germans as the mastermind of the first unification of the German Empire in the 18th century. He successfully unified the whole Germany to become the newly German Empire, which creates a new powerhouse in the European political theater in the 18th and early 19th century. But the empire itself wouldn't last long. In World War I, after Archduke Franz Ferdinand was assassinated by a Bosnian Serb Gavrilo Princip, it became a domino of declaration of war. Austria declaring war to Serbia, which are protected by Russia. Therefore, Russia declaring war to Austria, which are also protected by Germany. Therefore, Germany declaring war to Russia. But surprise, France, which is now a Russian ally, declared war to Germany. Germany concocted a good plan to invade France. They called it the Schlieffen Plan. The plan itself is to invade Belgium to get France quicker and to get Paris quickly as possible. Britain, as a guarantee and the protector of Belgium, didn't like this plan and so declared war to Germany. After a while, German Empire was defeated and got humiliated in the Treaty of Versailles, which consists of reduction of German army, payment of the war reparation, loss of territories, and demilitarized the Rhineland. The empire itself collapsed and got replaced by the Weimar Republic. Weimar Republic is not very popular with the Germans because the Great Depression causes the German economy to plummet. A young aspiring man with a silly mustache promised the people of Germany that he would be the savior of Germany. This led to the downfall of Weimar Republic and the age of Nazi Germany. Hitler hated the Treaty of Versailles, so he secretly building an army to fulfill his plan of Lebensraum of the Aryan race. This led to World War II, which Germany invaded Poland in the 1st September 1939 and almost taken all of Europe. But one bad winter in the east and America coming in from the west, which led to the downfall of the Nazi Germany. After the war, Germany would be divided to 4 regions. The west controlled by American, British and French forces, while the east is controlled by the Soviets. Berlin also being split into 4 regions as well, with the west controlled by American, British and French, while the east controlled by the Soviets as well. This led to the creation of West Germany and East Germany. West Germany is a democratic country, while the East Germany is a communist country. West is generally very rich than the East, which led to many East Germans fled to the West Germany, especially in Berlin, where they can freely move to the east side of Berlin to the west side of Berlin, which in turn making East Germany losing their manpower to the west. To counteract this, they built a wall to block the migration itself. They called it the Berlin Wall. The Berlin Wall was built in 1961 and its purpose to stop migration of East Berliners to freely move to West Berlin. The wall itself encircled the whole West Berlin to stop anyone to get into West Berlin without any permission. But after 1989, a spokesperson from the Politburo was going to announce the new regulation of free travel to West Germany. But he mistakenly said that the regulation would start right now at the time of the press conference instead of supposedly 10th of November 1989, which led to the downfall of the Berlin Wall and the reunification of the Germany as we know today.
Thank you for watching. Please understand that we do not mean to offend anyone or anything in this video. We are simply taking it to the comedic side. Thank you and have a great day. Danke und einen schönen Tag noch.